several years until last Saturday. And it's just one of those things where it's feel like no time had passed. So it's, that's nice too. It's hard to lose somebody, but that's pretty cool. There's Yard Sale's brother right there, the Weasel Skull.
That's
Hello.
what we call him. We call him Yard Sale's brother.
Yeah, it's not the
I should do the host thing that I'm supposed to be doing here and welcome everyone to the Doing It live stream chat. I said that very formally.
Yeah, you did.
In my wrestling T-shirt, I try to do things formal when I have on my fancy T-shirts. This is actually a T-shirt that I bought from someone. Paul Tesnier was like, I have lost weight and I have these wrestling T-shirts and I'll give like 7 away for like $40. And I said, mail them to me. And so they became my workout T-shirts. I'm sure no one's here to hear me talk about my wrestling T-shirts, but welcome to Do It live stream. We're going to be talking about Saturday Matinee Theater today. That's the podcast we're recording, episode 99. And we're going to be talking about Robin Hood. So it's probably going to be good because it's Robin Hood. And there hasn't been a bad Robin Hood episode that I've watched anyway. I can only speak for myself, and now I can speak for Jason, and I'm going to assume that Dave agrees too. But even though he's nodding too. We all agree that we like Robin Hood. We also hope that you agree that you like LONGBOX Crusade, and you could show us that. Look at this transition by hitting the like and subscribe button. Like this live stream, subscribe to LONGBOX Crusade. We have crept over 400, it wouldn't be bad if we got to 500 or, we find that right person that says, I'm going to tell all of my friends. And I know like 3 million friends. And then next thing you know, like the LONGBOX Crusade has 3 million people. That would freak me out. Like,
Joe Rogan's like, how do I get number 2? What's going on? Who is this LONGBOX Crusade?
Yeah, that would like if I came to that channel and we had 3 million people, that would be insane. Let me do some welcomes as well. Courtney Holland is waving at us and saying, hello, guys. Hi, Courtney. Hopefully you're doing well and everything is going okay in your world. Jason, can you do me a favor?
Yep.
Can you write down the people who show up in the chat for me?
Courtney.
So far, we have Courtney.
That's all. Well, that's all we need, but that's a good start, right?
It is the great start. I could not think of a better start than to have the lovely Courtney Holland join us here on the chat. Hopefully, she's not alone. Hopefully, we get more people coming on and commenting and saying stuff. I know it's a busy time of year. We got the Thanksgiving holiday.
Courtney's all we need.
Yeah, we got Thanksgiving holiday coming up. We got Veterans Day just around the corner. I don't know if people celebrate Veterans Day or not, but since I'm thinking about it, thank you to every veteran who has served honorably in this country, either presently serving or previously serving.
Guys I'm on here with.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate the service of those men and women who put their lives on the line to defend the freedoms of this country. A preemptive thank you very much and happy Veterans Day to all of you. I hope that you spend that time doing absolutely nothing and just enjoying being veterans or doing something to maybe help out a veteran's cause. That's a good thing too.
That's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, I got to tell you that I really celebrate Veterans Day. I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving that much, but I've got a turkey thawing in the fridge right now. I got some friends coming over on Tuesday. We're gonna cook up a nice bird. We're gonna have some homemade mac and cheese and homemade mashed potatoes and gravy, and got some pies in there. So I go all in on Veterans Day. Let me tell you, that's
very important question. Very important question, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prepare your turkey?
All right, full disclosure. I get the Popeyes turkey, man. Popeye's turkey is legit good, man. It comes pre-seasoned, flash frozen, and you just you let it thaw in the fridge for about 72 hours, then pop it in about 2.5-3 hours worth of cooking in the oven, and you're ready to roll.
You get zero judgment from me. I'm not I'm not the cook of the house at all. Like that sounds like an amazing and time-saving idea to wind up with some delicious turkey.
Oh, it's the best turkey I've ever had, man. Best turkey I've ever had. It's so easy to make.
Dave looks like he wants to contribute though. Like Dave,
Yeah.
like go ahead.
I see some judgment on Dave's face. Right
I'm not judging. Hey, I am. However you get it, it's good to me. But I'm gonna fry between now and New Year's probably 8 or 10 turkeys, because we'll do 3 for Thanksgiving Day, because we go somewhere and I'll take one. And then I'll do 2 for the evening when we have some stuff at home. And then I'll do a couple at Christmas. And then I always end up doing several for different people who want them done. So, we do a lot of fried turkey around the house here. So at Carolina, my daughter Carolina, she actually is a #1 injecting helper now. She gets in and she does all the injecting for me. So she's all in there. Yeah.
No judgment.
Years ago, I thought in my head, like I didn't like turkey. Like my grandmother would make turkey and it would just be like kind of dry. And so I just associated turkey with being dry. And clearly a lot of other people had this same experience. And they're like, how can we make turkey better? And like now, like, I mean, between spatchcocking, smashing it down, like to allow it, or deep frying the turkey as well. Like people have come up with so many different ways to make it. Like my sister-in-law, how she prepares it, she sits it in a brine for 3 days.
A friend of mine does that too.
Oh my goodness. Like I remember the first time I've had it, because, I've been a part of the Matinee Thanksgiving tradition now for quite a while, being married for 13 years and knowing Miranda for 4 years before that. And like the first time that we had it, like I just remember I was just like, it sent me to a whole nother dang dimension. Like, oh my God, this turkey is so good. Like and you don't forget it. Like it's just like you have it and it's just like a revelation. It's so good.
I have a friend who brines one for 3 days and then he cuts it in half and then smokes it for several hours. And that thing is absolutely divine as well. Yeah.
You just like, I mean, there's just something to be said about somebody caring enough about their craft to do that. Like I sat on this thing for 3 days. Like, okay. Then you take that first bite and it's like, yep, worth every minute of those 3 days. You nailed it. Like a fantastic job. Kathy, by the way, our MVP, came on to the show. Welcome to the show, Kathy Bright.
Kathy?
Yes, she spoke to Dave, I think, and only Dave, by the way, and that's okay. Yeah,
I don't see that. What am I doing wrong?
Right here, excuse me.
Oh, there it is.
Dave, yeah,
Dave.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, now I see.
There you go. Like I'm here to help. And Courtney asked a very important question.
There we go.
Where's Jared? He's dead. Courtney fell off a cliff, died on impact. Really tragic.
MF off a cliff.
Text me on the way down. Can you fill in for the live stream?
Yes, I actually forgot. What the heck is Jared doing today?
I didn't even ask him this time. I didn't even ask him.
I was surprised he wasn't here when I showed up. I knew Pat wasn't going to make it. But
I completely forgot. He said, I can't make it. Delvin, can you host? And I was like, yeah, sure. I forgot the reason. So, no, we'd have to ask Jared when he gets back, assuming that he survived that crash of falling off the cliff. You know what? We should probably talk about there we go. Kathy's helping out. Like Kathy, who lives, in the Birmingham, Alabama area. I don't think I'm giving away too much. I don't think the show has stalkers, so I don't think anyone's going to be going after Kathy. She says that she had lunch with him and that he is in town for Rocky IV. I believe that he is going to be watching Rocky IV with another friend of the show and Crusaders Club member, Ezra Gallo.
Fun.
Yeah, Easy Rooster. They're going to be enjoying that show I have no idea what year anniversary it is for Rocky IV. I'm going to assume
400th, something like
right.
that.
It's quite ancient. So like they're going to watch the Rocky IV remake. So there's that.
He's really racking up the movie mileage. He just went and saw the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. What was that? Last Thursday, Friday, I think it was. No, it was maybe it was the day. Yeah, like right before not Valentine's, Halloween, I believe it was.
I was about to say, hold on, like carry the one. It is not Valentine's Day
Well,
time.
I was thinking candy, Valentine's candy, Halloween candy. You know?
That's true. We could probably find a way to old man talk our way through another hour, but we probably should get started with the show that we.
I got chores.
And see, Jason's got chores, so we're gonna talk some Saturday matinee theater going on. And normally Jared hosts this show, but I'm hosting it this time, and it's going to go off much better than that Joker ever does. I mean, who needs Jared to host? I'm kidding. Jared is missed. What's up, Dave? Were you about to say something?
Nope.
Oh, I thought I interrupted somebody. Okay.
No, you're good.
In that case, go on mute, both of you. Quiet down. Pipe down. I got a show to hold.
My mouse battery's died, so I'm on the laptop mouse, so I might have some. It might be a little slower than normal, but here I go, muting.
Man, slower than normal? That's really slow. That's almost, I'm not going to keep propping that joke up. All right, we are ready to start. Let us begin. Hello, and welcome to episode 99 of Saturday Matinee Theater, brought to you by your friends at the LONGBOX CRUSADE. We're here in jolly old England, in our recording studio set up deep inside Sherwood Forest. I am your host, Jared. I'm not Jared. Jared is Jared. I'm Delvin Williams, the dark web, hosting, filling in for Jared. Like, he asked me to come in and fill in for him as host, and I'm going to do the best job as I can. And as always, is the little John to my right. Oh, wait, Pat isn't here either. What kind of show is this? Pat's not here. Jared's not here. Do we have a show? Is anyone else here?
I'm here.
Jason. Oh, Jason's here. Phew. Okay, good. Like, some part of this script can make sense then. Joining me is the ugliest maid Marion of all time, my older, wiser brother. I'm just having some script fun, y'all. It is my friend, Jason, the Weasel Skull Albrecht. Welcome to the show, Jason.
Will, I love you like a brother, and doing my Maid Marian bit. Maid Marian wasn't in this episode, but I'll do the other lady who was in there, and I'll just say I really like Gold. I don't care if she's a witch. I don't care if she's in league with Satan. If she can make gold of this purity and this fine design, we can do some business.
It's like, yeah, I know she might be evil incarnate, but that gold looked nice though. As one does. Dave, you're on mute. Cannot hear a word you're saying, my friend.
What?
There we
Still
go.
Nothing?
Not hear you now.
I said, a third time's a charm. You won't buy me gold, but the devil lady, she can hook me up with some gold.
Hey, somebody got to get this lady gold somewhere. And let me go ahead and introduce person number 2 to this show. It is Dave. I won't even go with the bit. I'll just say it cleanly how it's read here, right here on the screen. Dave, the Battle Van Collins, a longtime friend of the show, often guest to Saturday Matinee Theater. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Very glad to be here. I like to pinch hit for the yard sale every chance I get. I didn't know he was at the movies. It would have been nice to be invited to the movies maybe, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe a witchy lady will swing by and drop a few gold coins in my purse while I'm on here.
One should hope, I mean, you got to get some sort of compensation for putting up with us. There has to be some sort of, post-traumatic stress disorder from hanging out with us. But you know what?
Either that or I'll go lay out in the woods with some random lady. and just see what happens.
Whoa. Whew. Well, we're gonna just let that hang there, and
I got questions about part of that.
and we might have answers, but we'll see what those answers are. We kind of got to figure out what this show is all about. Jason, you want to tell us what this show is all about, man?
Oh yeah, I get to be Pat. This is fun. All right, Saturday Matinee Theater. What is it? It's a retro review, sometimes index show brought to you by the Longbox Crusade, where we will be taking you back into the past with some potentially overlooked retro awesomeness in the realm of television, movie serials, or films. Basically, if it's vintage and it's kind of forgotten, we're going to dig it up. On this episode, we will continue our indexing of all 39 episodes of the 1955 television series, The Adventures of Robin Hood. 1955's Robin Hood was produced by Sapphire Films, run by Hannah Weinstein and Sidney Cole. It starred Richard Green as Robin Hood and Alan Wheatley as the Sheriff of Nottingham. So take refuge in the forest. Take off your quiver of arrows, get cozy around the fire, and let the gregarious music of the merrymen whisk you away into the past. I don't have any stringed instruments here to play, but
do an ad lib. Don't forget though. Yeah.
But don't forget, gold be gold. Don't matter where it comes from. Gold be gold.
We are off to a rousing start, for this Coy Advance version of Saturday Matinee Theater. But before we hand it over to me for the episode info, let's take a look, or in this case, a listen to a commercial that would have been playing at the time this episode was released back in 1955. This will help get us in the right time frame of mind, if you will, and transport us back to the 50s. For this episode's commercial retro rewind, we have Dodge push-button driving. Jared was so kind that he put the thing up. It's media assets. I see it. I hope that it works.
Ladies and gentlemen, now push-button driving is here. And in just 1 second, you're going to see the car that has brought this revolutionary development to you. Ready? Here it is. The dramatic new Dodge for 1956. This is the Dodge of destiny, born of success, born for success. It brings you the look of success from the forward flare of full visored headlights to soaring jet fins that introduce the style touch of the future. It brings you the feel of success with the magic touch of push-button driving. And it brings you the power of success from the new 230 horsepower Super Red Ram V8 engine. This is Dodge for 56, value leader of the forward look. See it and drive it at your Dodge dealers now.
Okay, that was Dodge with push-button transmission, brand new for the 1956, fellas. What do you think about that commercial? We're going to start with our guest, Dave Collins. Dave, what do you think about this commercial? You digging it? You like what they're selling here?
I do like what they're selling, and I got to tell you, as I was watching it, a couple things stood out to me. It's like I'm older than most folks. I was born in the early 70s, and there was a lot of older cars around, and I've been around a lot of old cars. I have no memory of a push button Dodge car. Like I when that commercial played, I was like, this is brand new to me. I've never heard of this in my life. And I was fascinated. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I looked up a little bit. I don't know if it wasn't super successful for him, but I did love the commercial. I thought it did a good job. I thought it was funny that he talked about the tail lights, the fins being like a futuristic thing. But what was ironic is that's not obviously the future, but there is push button driving now. Like, so that kind of carried over because there is a lot of push button stuff going on in cars now. But I thought it was great. I love the car. I've never seen one, never heard of it, but I did really enjoy that. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I had no idea. When I saw push button, I'm like, what? In 1956?
I didn't know what they were talking about.
What?
Yeah, I had no clue.
I mean, of course, I obviously grew up in cars when I drove all around like the family car for us. Like growing up was, and Lord knows I'm not going to remember the year, but it was a Monte Carlo. Who makes Monte Carlos? I don't
Chrysler,
remember.
wasn't it? I think it was a Chrysler.
Well, I'm getting a head nod from Jason. Yeah, grow to Monte Carlo, transition to an Oldsmobile, and neither one of those were push button. You put a key in that thing and started it up. So, welcome, Tony Pennington. Tony Pennington says it was Monte Carlo was Chevy.
Chevy, okay,
and
could be. Yeah.
Courtney Holland also says it's Chevy. So they knew it was Chevy. We didn't know.
I will not have any more conversation about cars because obviously I was wrong.
Oh, dude! Like me and cars are like art. Like I don't know them, but I know what I like. But we haven't heard what Jason likes, particularly about this commercial. Jason, take it away.
Well, I can say it's 3 for 3 of us now. I'd never heard of that push button technology. I thought it looked interesting. Like, wow, I got so used to, the little lever that you put it in gear. How weird would that be to just kind of push an analog button and like hope for the best, I guess. Hope this thing really doesn't drive. And here we go. So I thought that was cool. I also thought, my second thought was it's interesting for the age, right? 1956, we're just really getting into the jet technology. Jet technology started coming about at the end of World War II. And now, we've got jets, we've got rockets. We're starting to get interested in traveling into space. You see it in the design of the car. Even the little tail lights look like jet exhaust engines, little mini jet exhaust engines coming out of those fins. I thought it looked really cool. I mean, even today, I would love to drive one of those down I-5 and just be like, just eating up those Teslas, like little plastic shards just everywhere. As my V8 full metal just kind of roared down, just running over folks in Teslas. I don't know. Fortunately, nobody here drives a Tesla, so I don't have to worry about insulting it. Oh, wait, Dave drives a Tesla.
Oh,
well,
no.
Which brings me to my second point was, the Tesla is almost kind of like this in 1956. It's like this innovative technology, things we hadn't heard of before. Self-driving cars, who thought of, that still scares the hell out of me a little bit, to be honest. I'm a control freak though. But it's I guess it just kind of shows like innovation. It's there it is in 1956. Did it sell well? We don't know, but maybe not so well, but they at least were trying and pushing new things. And like you could, if Elon Musk went back in time, he'd take a look. This might have been like a brainchild he came up with, you know what I mean? So innovators be innovating no matter what year it is. And it's cool to see it. If it didn't sell well, it still looks cool today, in my opinion.
I would love to have one. I would park my Tesla in the driveway and put that in the garage if I had one. I promise you, that was a beautiful car.
I mean, that'd be like the complete reverse end of the spectrum as far as fuel efficiency. It's a good looking vehicle, but I'm pretty sure it gets about like 0.8 miles to the gallon. Like as soon as you start it up, the tank goes from full to half.
Probably push that button, you just hear.
When he was going up that hill, that was probably like 3 gallons to the mile going up that hill that he was going up. So
yeah, but it is a good looking vehicle, and and you're right. Like there's every time you see one of those classic vehicles, like it turns your head. There's just something about the craftsmanship and the care of that craftsmanship that really does stand the test of time. I thought that was just a nice looking vehicle, and that thing was made out of like the steeliest of steel, like
leftover Sherman tank parts, man.
Yeah, you could probably run that thing headlong into a brick wall, and it'd be like, there's a scratch on it, and I think my neck might hurt just a little bit. Okay, I'm okay. Like nowadays, the car just completely fold up into like a recyclable tuna can,
falls apart.
Man, yeah, they made things built to last. Like, and there's something about that pride and craftsmanship that I will always have an affection for. Jim the Joe Junkie came in, by the way. He just lets us know that he's on many vehicles, and that when he pushes the buttons, he hopes for the best. Like I have like a 24 SUV, Lexus, and it was weird for me because to like put it in drive, like you have to like toggle this switch. And it took me a while to get used to that. Like, you're just like this soft toggle. And I'm like, this is so weird. And then when you park it, you just press a button and it parks. And that took me a minute too. I'm like, huh? Like, I'm used to it now since I drive it all the time. But like, it's technology, right? It's all. And then like another part of like the modern day car is like you have the touch button screens. And that kind of went too far into the future because sure enough, when people were driving, they stared at the screen. And so their reaction time to the road was worse than if you were a drunk driver. So they're dialing that technology back because it was too distracting for people on the road. So go figure. It's interesting always to see what they're trying to do with cars and stuff. All right. Well, now that we're in our 1950s mindset, Dave, do you have the script, by the way? Jason, you want to read the episode info? All right. Now we're in the 1950s mindset. Here is Jason with the episode info.
All right, bear with me, folks. I'm still figuring out this little touchboard mouse thing as I work my way through it. All right. Episode 15 was titled The Alchemist. The original air date was January 2nd, 1956. And this is our first foray into 1956. It was directed by Ralph Smart. It was written by Eric Heath. And what did it say? Ring Lardner Jr.
Ring Lardner Jr.
Okay. Was that like a co-writer, I guess? Written by Eric Heath and Ring Lardner Jr. It guest starred Rufus Cruikshank as Little John, Alexander Gage as Friar Tuck, Bernadette O'Farrell as Maid Marian, Anthony Sharp as the Earl, Charles Stapley as Rolfe. Has anyone ever met a Rolfe? That's a question here.
Yes.
Yes.
I have.
Okay. Got a Rolfe. We got somebody who knows a Rolfe. Dorothy Blythe as Ethelreda. I guess that's like Esmeralda with a lisp. Harlot Johns as the Countess. She loves gold. And that's written in here, so I got to say it just like that. She loves gold. And Joyce Blair as Millicent. As a reminder, all 39 episodes are available on YouTube. We highly encourage you to watch the episode before proceeding with this podcast because not only is it just more fun that way, but Delvin is about to give a synopsis about this episode, and then we're going to discuss it. So there are probably some spoilers heading your way. So again, if you haven't watched this episode, we recommend you pause here, check it out on YouTube, and then come back to join our discussion. And at only 26 minutes per episode, it's not a big time demand. And that's as far as my script goes. I gotta move this little mousy thing and scroll it down. Okay. For those of you who are watching along with us, we'd love to hear your insights. Don't forget to give us your comments, and you can contact us at longboxcrusade.com, at Longbox Crusade on X, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, or you can leave a voice message at 707-532-5269. That's 707-532-LBOX.
Pick up the phone.
Thank you. And with that, let's turn it over to Delvin for the episode summary.
I just wanted to mention real quick a comment from Tony Pennington who says, it's crazy how U.S. automakers build huge engines and then limit horsepower and efficiency. In fairness to the U.S. automakers, if they didn't put a governor on things, there would be somebody driving down the road at 200 miles an hour.
They still try to. Right? People get behind the wheel of a car.
And every day would be a 47 car pileup in every state. You know, like it's just, it's probably a good. See, and Tony Bennington admits it's like I'm that guy. See, it's you, Tony. That's the reason why we have.
That's the reason. Yeah.
All right, let's get this episode summary done and dusted. Robin and his men spring a trap and score some loot, but one of the merry men, Rolfe, skims a little off the top, the golden plate, and secrets it away to his mother, Etheldra. Some of Etheldra's fellow villagers are convinced that she is in league with the devil, since she's been seen at a clandestine late-night rendezvous, and she seems to just make gold appear out of thin air. When the village leader reports this to the sheriff, he's no dummy. He immediately sees Robin Hood's involvement and stokes the fear of the villagers to lay a trap for Robin. I wonder how that will work out for him. All right, we talk about highs, we talk about lows, because that's how we do things around here. And once again, we will start with Dave. Dave, what do you have for us to start the conversation?
Well, you left out what does, because we still do what does, right? It's been a minute since, but I love a good what the, and I alluded to it earlier. So she's meeting her son out there, and I did like the shot. I got to be honest with the tree branches and stuff. I was like, that's pretty cool. So this lady pops up out of the grass, is looking around, and then the guy pops up out of the grass with her, and he's looking around, and so. No biggie. It didn't hit me as a weird thing. I was like, hey, they're obviously maybe not married, maybe married to other people. They're having a little clandestine meeting out there in the woods, whatever they may be. But then they just start telling everybody how they were out in the woods and saw these people, and nobody batted an eye. Like, why are you in the woods? And they even told it in the court. Like, they even told it again in court. And I was like, so if you weren't hiding to be out there in the woods, why were you in the woods in the first place? That was a what the for me. It just really, and I get it as a plot point, but it made no sense. However, I will say that's my only low point, my only what the, but that just really, it really confused me.
Yeah, the couple was like, yeah, we're out in the woods at night, and we saw this strange going on. I was like, wait, why were y'all out in the woods? Oh, we saw the devil. It was totally the devil. Pay attention to that thing over there, the devil thing. Do that.
It just made me chuckle. Like I said, but nobody even paused and go, so why were you out in the woods? That'd have been my first question. Why were you out there? But anyway, that was funny. But I did love that shot. I thought, because she's like, look at the horns on him. I was like, at first I said, what is she talking about? And I go, oh my God, the tree. The tree's up there. That was pretty cool.
Yep. Before we give it to Jason, just a welcome to Scott O'Neill in the comments. He wants to know, is this the one where Robin learns that one is all and all is one? Probably, in a sense. Let's give it over to Jason. Jason, what do you have? High, low, what the?
I guess it'd fall in the category of the what the. I guess it's more of an I wonder. I remember we mentioned it before, that one of the reasons why the writing is so good on this show is because we're in the height of the McCarthy era, and a lot of writers in Hollywood have moved to the UK, and we're talking like Academy Award winning writers. And so you see these stellar scripts that just, they really slap, as the kids would say. And I'm also remembering in my high school English class, we read that book, The Crucible, right? Which was about the Salem's witch trials. But as I learned in high school, it was also an allegory to what was going on in the McCarthy era and the witch hunts of trying to find communists. And so I wonder if all those things weren't kind of tied together, and this was a Robin Hood type of story that's talking about the McCarthy era. That's my what the. I wonder the.
Man, this thing really just got deep. Like I wasn't prepared for this kind of in-depth thinking, so I might have to say bow out. That's a great point. I never thought about that.
That lady in the woods had nice boobies.
If you remember, Jason, Ring Lardner Jr., that's a pseudonym, and we learned the name like forever ago, and I blanked on it. But Jared let us know Ring Lardner is a pseudonym because, just like you mentioned, a lot of the writers from Hollywood kind of had to skedaddle out of the country, for fear of being labeled communist at a time where the term communist could get you in a whole lot of trouble. So, I mean, good compare. I don't know whether it's an allegory or not, but I did kind of smile myself to see just how dangerous it is to let silly things like this go on. Like, they looked and they saw like a dude that was like happened to be standing in front of like gnarled tree branches. And so like the immediate thought was, oh my God, it's the devil. Like, what? And then like I went and looked, and then like there's a toad. So that means that like the witch turned into a toad. What? Huh? How does that make sense? If you stop and breathe, inhale and exhale, everyone would have been like, this doesn't make even the lickest of sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. But sure enough, like the sheriff, being the skilled politician that he is, saw that and was like, I got a chance to rat out Robin Hood here because I know that this smells like Robin Hood. This has something to do with Robin Hood. He stole this stuff. We're going to get him, and we can use this. Like, yep, go poison some cows real quick, and we can make this thing seem like it is much worse and much more than meets the eye. Because on the surface, it was ridiculous. But then, sure enough, you had a opportunist sheriff add just a little bit of weight to it, and it made it seem like, this woman was just, like a complete, Elphaba or something,
Exactly.
right? Like just flying around at, at midnight, howling at the moon. So yeah, it was very, very interesting. Scott O'Neill has a comment. Robin Hood story started in the 14th century when most folks didn't leave their towns. The woods or green spaces were seen as a bit wild and uncivilized. They were seen as places where change was possible. You can see it happen in several Shakespeare plays, such as You Like It, A Midsummer Night's Dream, where change that can't happen in a town city becomes possible in the green space. So the unknown, I get it. The unknown areas of the forest wind up being like a place where mythicism can occur because people just simply don't know what's out there. Anyway, all of that aside, Dave, what do you got for round two?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. That was really good. That was a really good answer. Well, I hate to talk about the lady really wanting to go with the devil for the gold because we kind of beat that one to death early, but I love that. I love that part. I'm just going to go with my other thing I wrote down here. Man, those guys are masters of camouflage. I love that they could teach the Delta Force and the Navy SEALs a few tricks. Those guys come around that corner and they're like, oh, we can't go through Sherwood Forest. And then you really couldn't hardly see them. All you could see was little trees rustling. I was like, man, them guys are awesome. I think we've seen that a few times, but they always do a little different
Rambo. Remember those scenes in Rambo when he just comes, I am the bush. I
am the bush. And one time he was in the mud. He comes out of the mud, I think. But they always do a little something different. Even in some of the newer movies, they do things like that. I know, I don't want to hear anybody groan, but I think in Prince of Thieves, the Kevin Costner movie, there's a scene where they're running and they've got these things set up on like little stakes, and they slide under them and they knock them down and it falls down over them, and it just looks like it's a pile of leaves sitting there. And so in all these stories, and a couple times in this one too, we've seen where they do different things. But I thought the camouflage was awesome. However, hopefully somebody else is going to bring up that devil lady or the gold lady, because she was quite interesting.
Well, I mean, we kind of got some extra time, right? I mean, it's just the three of us, and I'm supposed to be doing my host thing, and I'm not talking as much, except for now. So go ahead and talk about it, Dave. Like, do you want to talk about the woman who loved gold?
She just really tickled me. So it was like, cause she kind of came out of the frame, right? Like you didn't even see her, and then she just kind of eases into the frame. And it's like, you never buy me any gold pieces or anything. And he's like, boom, and she's back out of the frame, and they keep going a little bit, and here she comes again, back into the frame. Like, whoa, let's don't act so hasty here. Let's kind of like, whoa. So then she dresses up like the nun, and she comes through town. And I thought this was cool too, because, in every Robin Hood story, even the Disney version, they talk about, Robin Hood dressing up, and he's always got like different costumes and outfits, and he hides, and all this stuff. So I thought it was cool that they were expecting, they were like, oh, man, he looks good. He just looks just like a nun. Like the one guy was like, right this way, sister. And then the guy walks up and goes, wow, he looks just like a nun. And so I'll be honest, I was like, well, that's kind of dumb for him just to walk straight through town like that. And it turned out to be that lady, and I just rolled in the floor laughing. And she's like, now, I can get you out of this, but let's make as much gold as we can before the Vespers this afternoon.
Yeah, it was an excellent swerve, though, because just like you mentioned, you're like, Robin Hood and his men seem to be men of many disguises.
Yeah.
And so sure enough, like, this person comes up, cloaked in a hood and shuffling and not saying a word. And they're like, that's totally Robin Hood. Like, this is just another one of his disguises. And it turns out that it was not. So just a quick answer to a question for Courtney. She says, who is the gold lady? There in this particular episode, Courtney, there was a woman who was the wife of, was it the king?
That's Prince John, isn't it? Isn't that Prince John?
Yeah, I think it was Prince John's.
It's Prince John's wife.
Yeah. So yeah, Prince John's wife was in the picture, and while like there was this, they were trying to concoct this tale. Like she totally believed it, and she thought that this woman actually could create gold, and it set up an important plot in the whole thing to where she wanted to make sure to save this lady because she's like, oh, hold on, wait, before we condemn her about being a witch and burn her at the stake and blah blah blah, gold. I can have gold in my hands. That's a thing that I want. So
I just really love the shot, like I said, because it's just like, here's Prince John and the sheriff over here talking, and she's just like, bam. Hey, you never buy me anything.
Yeah, it was a great way to introduce a fold in the plot that wound up being a very important part of the episode. But it's not just the Dave and Delvin show here. We got Jason over there who's been patiently waiting. Jason, tell us what you got for round 2.
Well, I'll give it a high. I think Prince John's plan was actually pretty good. He saw an opportunity. He had some deductive reasoning. It was like, yeah, well, of course, there's no devil, there's no witch out there, but they're getting that gold from someplace. My guess it's probably Robin Hood. It's probably one of Robin Hood's men. We can take advantage of this. And it actually put Robin Hood in a bit of a pickle, right? Because Rolf actually kind of dirty dogged Robin Hood, skimming a little off the top.
A little bit.
And so now Robin Hood's got to make a choice. Do I risk myself and my men to bail this guy out of a problem of his own creation? Or do I potentially let an innocent woman burn at the stake? And of course, he's Robin Hood, so he's going to go for option A. He'll take the risk, and the men will take the risk. Rolf will learn a lesson, maybe, and we all learn a lesson about how easy it is to manipulate and trick people. There's a Men in Black quote that Jared often likes to quote, and I'm going to steal it here. It's a person is smart, people are stupid. And so we kind of saw that put into action when this group of villagers all kind of got caught up, and then you had the one person, Prince John's like, I'm going to take advantage of this, and he almost got away with it.
He almost got away with it, that's for sure. And I mean, thankfully, the good guys won here. Dave, were you going to add something?
I was going to say that herd mentality kicked in. They all just started piling on, and even the young lady who was out laying in the woods, her story got a little more exaggerated. And that goes back to the Salem witch trials as well. If you read that stuff, they talk about as it started, it was one thing. And then by the time it was just hysterical by the time they got done. You mentioned Robin and Ross, skimming off the top. To his credit, as soon as he was faced with it, he went ahead and owned up to it. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. My mom wants us to get away and move away. And so I've been trying to, give a little extra here and there. And then Robin was come down on him.
He said it. He said the thing.
It just happened. That was serendipitous. Anyway, so he come down on him. But then as he walked away, he did kind of what a good leader does. And, I think it was Friar Tuck or Little John. He said, He goes, yeah. He says, we're not gonna give him too hard time. He says, what person wouldn't want to move away and take care of their mother? So, he came down on him, and then he I can't stop saying it now. But then, he did a really good leadership thing and kind of helped him out and along the way. One more thing and I'll quit. So in this whole thing, the two people who see above and beyond what's going on are your white hat and your black hat. Robin Hood's like, there's no witches. Like, this isn't really happening. And then, of course, Sheriff Nottingham, he's the black hat. And he's like, he says, I'm going to use all these people's fear and manipulate them. And then Robin's on the other side trying to convince them it's not. It's really cool. Like, it's like their cat and mouse game using, the superstitions of the time. I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, good. Come down on him.
So it turns out the chat is it started with Scott just making a riffing and just saying, if it weren't for those meddling kids and that dog, and Courtney was just saying that's Scooby-Doo, but I actually had a Scooby-Doo related thought, and here it is. It's kind of one of those chicken or the egg things. Like the Sheriff of Nottingham saw what was going on, immediately thought, like, hey, this has to be Robin Hood and his merry men. And it reminded me of the cartoon, a pup named Scooby-Doo, where Fred would always think that it was Red Herring who was the mastermind behind it, no matter what it was, no matter how implausible it was. And so it kind of makes me think, even though Sheriff Nottingham was right, it was Robin Hood and his merry men. Man, wouldn't this be a great time if you were just some entrepreneurial robber to go and rob some stuff? And it's like, it was totally Robin Hood. And the sheriff's like, oh, you got me again. I'm definitely going after him. Like, I'm just saying, like, maybe, Dave, you and Pat can come up with like a racket, that steals things like small term, and you can come up because everyone's going to be looking for Robin Hood. I would not answer, like if you do that because it just implicates you. I'm just saying it might be a good idea. That's all.
I'm really going to noodle on that. I'm going to see if I can't figure something out.
You should.
Really going to. I'm going to noodle that over.
Noodle all you wish. Now, while you're noodling, by the way, are there any saved rounds, Jason or Dave, that you want to bring up about the show?
No,
I don't think I got anything else. I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't know anything else. I did want to point out Courtney over. She said you could really tie this into a Sherlock Holmes, and you could. And I almost made the point earlier. Sherlock Holmes is another character known for his disguises. Like, and then that led me to believe, well, Batman disguises himself as Matches Malone, and I think a couple more. And so now in my mind, I'm on this rabbit trail of all these people who are great detectives or whatever, and they always have disguises. So their podcast coming soon. Great disguises in history.
Yeah, somebody earlier mentioned calling Robin Hood Bugs Bunny, I believe.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, and Bugs Bunny is yet another very famous personality known for his disguises as well.
Indeed.
So, yeah, we have it all covered here, the fiction world. We talk about Sherlock Holmes, we talk about Robin Hood, we talk about Bugs Bunny and Scooby-Doo. I mean, we pretty much do it all here. I don't want to brag. But Jason, did you have anything else before I moved us forward?
No, I think we covered most of the good stuff.
Okay. Then in that case, let's move us on to fun facts here. We're going to talk about Anthony Sharp. He was the Earl here and the judge at the trial. That was a funny moment, by the way. And at one point, she's like, yeah, like, what does the witch have to, what does the person have to say? Like, he totally had his mind made up already that she was guilty as hell. The whole thing was a sham, but like, that was just a little bit of humor that was funny. Anyway, Anthony Sharp, he was the Earl and the judge at the trial. His birth name was Dennis Anthony John Sharp, and he was born June 16th, 1915. He had a huge career. He started as a stage actor and a playwright, and he went on to make over 160 films, including A Clockwork Orange, where he played the minister. His final film was 1983's. You may have heard of this movie before, Dave. Jason. It's called Never Say Never Again, where he played Lord Ambrose. So, like, the man has a James Bond link to his, even though not official James Bond, right? It's not canon, but still James Bond. You know,
You better not say that around yard sale.
It's not. Like, there's a reason when we did Rookie Agents that we did all of them in order, and then we did Never Say Never Again. That's all I'm saying.
He'll still fight you though sometimes about it.
He will. You know, he gets violent sometimes. So you know, yard sale artist. He likes to take it out to the yard sometimes. And whack, 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 whack. You know what? I digress. Let's go to the arrow ratings. 5 arrows means that you loved it. 4, very good. 3 was good. 2, just okay. And 1, I did not like it. We'll switch it up. We'll start with Jason this time. Jason, what will you rate The Alchemist, this newest adventure of Robin Hood that we just watched?
You know, I don't remember how many films deep we are into this Robin Hood lore now, and I've been waiting for an episode to miss, and I'm still waiting. This was another good one. Did I love it? No, Maid Marian. You know, the action was more of a thought piece than an action piece, maybe a little bit, but there was still pretty good amount of action entertainment in here. I'm gonna give it a 4. That's where I'm gonna land. 4 from me.
Okay. Yeah. And you know, I'll jump in this time, and I agree. Like, Robin Hood's deadly accurate, right? The man don't miss. There has not been an episode where I, like, at the end I was like, I thought it drug on a little bit at the beginning. I mean, like, the smallest of bits. And then sure enough, because my thought was, when it was kind of dragging a little bit, where is this heading? And sure enough, like, once it got past that little part, it just blossomed. And then, like, the story just came up to the general brilliance that Robin Hood has been so far. Again, I cannot be more impressed with this series so far. Has not missed. This is a 4 for me too. Fantastic episode. Leaving it up to you, Dave. What would you rate it?
All right, so I'm going to roll it back around and talk about a couple things. So, you know, I talked a little bit about the white hat and the black hat, and they both kind of said, but you look at the sheriff, and he was using everybody's superstition against this woman to trap Robin, and then ironically, Robin Hood used all the people's superstition right back against them with the frogs and the birds, and really thought that was clever, by the way, with the birds with the kites. Like, he basically used the same thing against them to save the lady, which I really thought was an interesting twist. And then you made me remember something else that I thought was funny during the trial, where Friar Tuck goes to ask a question, and she goes, "You can't ask questions. You can only ask questions of your witnesses." And he goes, "Well, we don't have any witnesses." He goes, "Well, then you shut up." But basically,
this is gonna be a short morning then. Sweet. I was hungry already.
Get lunch ready because we fixed to be done. Yeah, I mean, that was really funny. I thought it was good. I haven't seen them all. I've rode along for most of them, and I try to catch. I don't think I've missed but 1 or 2, but this is a solid 4 for me. I don't think there's one been missed yet. I've enjoyed them all. I'm a big Robin Hood fan back from the day. I think I was actually on the very first episode. I was on for that one. And I think I talked about how, you know, my mom was an English major, and she taught English, high school, college, preparatory English, and we lived out in the middle of nowhere. So we read a lot, and I had a lot of the old books, a lot of old Robin Hood stories. And that was my first meetup with Robin Hood. But, you know, I really thought this was really good. I enjoyed the way it was laid out. I enjoyed the 2 different sides using the people's fears and, things against them. And I thought it was really good. Solid 4 all the way around. Yes.
4s all around. Like, if anything, and we've talked about this before on previous episodes, it feels like Robin Hood's like a victim of its own success, where, like, if we were to watch this stand alone, we'd probably be like, this is a 5. But at this point, it's like, yeah, it's very good, but we're used to you being very good. So it's just a 4. That's where we are now.
I mean, I know what little nuggets I need for it to be a 5, though. You know, I need that Maid Marian Robin Hood little interplay. I need a good battle fight scene. I need some Little John Robin Hood bro moments, so it's just missing those little elements. And you're right, Delvin, shows how spoiled we are, because if this had been any other episode, probably would have been a 5, but now I'm spoiled. I want those other little things.
Yeah, thank you once again to the Crusaders Club for picking this. Like, this has been a fantastic series so far, and I really do look forward to future episodes of it, because of just the quality, the craftsmanship, the great acting, everything has been top notch. Dave does not have the script, Jason, so you want to just ping pong back and forth with these names for Crusaders Club real quick?
Can do.
Thank you, sir. We will move on to the Sherwood Forest mailbag. We are thrilled to kick off these comments with special shout outs to our Crusaders Club members. These are the fine folks that have joined our crusade. They enjoy early access to special Longbox Crusade episodes, voting on show content, raffle prizes, and so much more. These are the folks reaping the benefits and giving some much appreciated support to the show.
Alan W. Wright.
And Helica Wolf.
Auburn Elvis.
Bill Beer.
Billy D.
Bradley Dello.
Braxton Underwood.
The newlywed Carrie.
Well, somebody's a lucky guy. Clinton Robeson.
Captain Entropy.
Clark Westfield.
Comic Foil.
This guy, Dave Collins. Battlewagon.
Battlewagon. Eric Hodges.
Eric Porter.
Ezra Gallo.
Gary V.
Gene Hendricks.
George Meal.
Gerald Green.
Heinz K.
Django Unfettered.
Jason Keene.
Jason Lady.
Jeff Polier.
Jim Drummond. I hope you like Jim Drummond too.
Lost it. Jim Meal. I think he's in the chat.
Yeah, I think he is too. Joe Mann. Conan.
Joe Thomas.
John Watson.
Josh Strickland.
Candace Ward.
The MVP, Captivating Kathy Bright, also in the chat.
Matt and Lissy Paso.
Mark Ross.
Michael Minton.
Miranda W.
P.D. Devins.
Rick from Jeff and Rick Present.
Ronald Easterday.
Rob Morgan.
Scott, joining us in the chat.
Sean Urbanski.
Snake Pliskin.
Spidey 67.
Every time I want to say Snake Pilskin. Like every time. Like it's something in my brain. Just Spreadsheet.
Steve Cronin.
Steve Martin.
Tim Price.
Tony Pennington.
And Toronto Cop.
If we missed anyone on our list, we do apologize. Please keep in mind that we record these episodes well in advance of release. So if you're a recent addition, we should be adding you soon. But no worries. Let us know we missed you by sending an email to contact@LongBox Crusade and we'll take care of it. You might be wondering, how do I become a Crusaders Club member? It is simple. Like Jason's done it easily 3 times now under pseudonyms. Just head over to patreon.com and search for LongBox Crusade for as little as $1 a month, because we're grandfathered in. You will get access to the amazing world of the Crusaders Club. Come check it out. No extra money lying around. We understand it's hard times. Take a moment to write a review on iTunes for this podcast. If you just want to keep it short with just star ratings, we appreciate it. It helps raise the profile of the show, and we will share your review on the next show. We got comments from episode 95 for episode 13 of Robin Hood, which is the youngest outlaw, and it was no one. No comment. Oh, what? Oh, wait, no, hold on. We got one. Joe Man Conan sent us something. He left an Apple Podcast review almost a year ago. And we just now noticed it. Jason, do you want to read that?
come off mute and say, "Oh, sure." All right. Well, number one, he gave us a 5-star review, so I think that's the best review we can get, 5 stars. And he says, "When I think about your podcast, I just can't get enough. No, I just can't get enough. I can't seem to get enough." Jason,
come back to us.
Okay. I'm a huge fan of the entire Longbox Crusade, and these guys really brighten my day with every podcast of every show. That I really appreciate that, Joe, man. That does our heart warm. And man, I have a lot of fun making them, so I know how you feel.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just a part of my weekly routine to come here with these jackasses and have a little bit of fun, and it's always a great time. I've never regretted it once. We totally forgot to mention, by the way, that Tony Pennington was in the chat. Our fault, Tony. My bad. It's since I'm the host of the show, I will take responsibility for that. That's on me. Next time you see me, you can lash me with a wet noodle. I've never met Tony before, but you never know. Look, he might come wet noodle. Anyway, you can leave a voicemail if you like. We have a number that you can call to do that. That number is 707-532-5269. That's 707-532-LBOX. Jason, you stay on mute. Like, we haven't heard from Dave in some time. He was so patient. I did not include him on the script. So this song is all his.
Pick up the phone.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Dave. Pick up the phone. Give us a holler if you're so inclined.
Well, that's it for this episode of Saturday Matinee Theater. If you'd like to hear more from us in the realm of comic books, check out the Longbox Crusade. Pat, where can they find that? Well, thanks. Thanks for asking, Jason. You can find us at all the fine podcatchers out there, www.longboxcrusade.com, most social media and YouTube at Longbox Crusade. Thanks, Pat. That sounded just like Pat, right?
Yes, spot on. Like, I looked away for a second. I was like, holy crap, did Pat join us? But it was just you.
All right. It's kind of like if you blended Pat with C-3PO, maybe. I don't know. If you'd like to chat with us online, we can be found at Delvin. Go ahead and kick us off.
Thank you, Jason. I'm glad you asked. You can find me on the social medias, Delvin Ray, Instagram, and Threads. Yeah, Threads. I'm popping up on Blue Sky every now and again too. DEREY1977. What about you, Jason?
Man, I'm just pretty much hanging out on Instagram, looking at those cat videos and everything. And just having a good time, listening to some dad jokes. You can find me at Jason Albrecht on Instagram. Battle Wagon, are you still sans social media these days?
I'm back just a little bit. I'm not on there all the time. I've been back for a little bit, and like I said, I don't get on a lot and I don't say a whole lot. But if I'm not bad mistaken, Courtney called me Fancy Pants the other day, and I don't remember why. I don't even remember what it was. I think she called me Fancy Pants in the chat over there too. But I'm pretty sure it's Old Ben 72. I could be wrong. As y'all were calling y'all's out, I was over here, smoke coming out of my ears. I was like, oh my God, I don't remember what it is. I think
it's. I know what you mean. Sometimes I'm like, what was I?
When we first started this, and I had the Twitter handle, like, it was like, what the heck is my Twitter handle? But then, like, after a while, it just becomes muscle memory. I was just so used to saying it, like, it just rolls off the tongue now. Yeah.
I never say it, never type it. I'm just like, I think it's Old Ben 72. It used to be Old Ben 1, but then I lost that when I was off for years. And then when I went back, I couldn't remember the password. So I had to start over.
Yeah, I was about to say somewhere. Yeah, somewhere. So I was like, you know what? Oh my God. Like, I have to have it Old Ben 1. Is that? Oh my God, it's available. It's available. Woo!
Kathy said I'm right. She said that is me. Thanks, Kathy. That's
for
free,
Kathy. Yeah. For Old Ben 1. Let me close this show out.
Let me wrap.
Oh wait, no, that's you, Jason.
Yep. I'll wrap this up real quick.
All right.
All right. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Saturday Matinee Theater, and get ready for our next episode. Get your whips oiled and your 6-shooters loaded as we continue our coverage of the 1937 serial Zorro Rides Again. Chapter 9, Tunnel of Terror. The meetup location, Casa de Vega. And that is it.
That's a show, y'all, ladies
That's a show.
and gentlemen. So normally around this time we do a raffle. Jason, did you take names?
I did. Let me read them out just to make sure nobody's snuck in here. And so I've got Courtney, I got Kathy, I got Tony Pennington, Jim Meal, Scott O'Neill, and that's it.
That's 5 names. Okay. If we miss somebody, I see 10 people looking. I got some likes and stuff on Facebook. Now would be the time to chime in before I ask Courtney to give me a random number. I will wait a pregnant pause of 5 seconds.
Pregnant pause.
Okay, nobody else chimed in. No. No. Courtney, could you give us a number, please, from 1 to 5? Jason, I need you to mark off some random spot in that list.
Okay.
Courtney's going to give us a number from 1 to 5. Courtney says 2.
2.
That would be Jim Meal.
Yay!
Heck yeah. Congratulations to Jim. I don't know what you're going to get, but you're going to get something. I will coordinate with the gift giver. That would be Mr. Albrecht, the Albrecht who is not here.
If it's me, you're going to get my phone bill. That's
I'll drive over to your house and we can go to lunch, but I don't know where you live.
I was about to say, we say pick up the phone. Like sometimes there's charges that come with picking up the phone.
Sometimes.
But we need one other number, Courtney. Give us a number from 1 to 51. And by the way, since I don't have, I guess I do have the list up. Since we just read it. Yeah, you know what? I'll do the counting myself. No one's gonna remember the order that it came in anyway, even though it's alphabetical. But give us a number from 1 to you won't know where my marker is. 1 to 51, Courtney. Please give me a number.
We are working Courtney to death over here.
She loves it. And it involves her as a part of this podcast. 44. So that means I count back 7 from where I was, which would put us here. 7 away from the number that I picked brings us to the MVP, Kathy Bright.
Not Kathy Bright, I swear.
Yes, sir.
It's always Kathy. Always.
You have to be happy for it, because I tells you it was completely random. It's not that's why I'm absolved because I asked Courtney for a random number and I picked a random spot. So
always.
Congratulations to Kathy Bright. As lovely as she is, classy. And we have 2 names. I will make sure they get over to our gift giver. And we will work it from there. Y'all, that's a show. We talked Saturday Matinee Theater. We talked spatchcocking and turkeys, which has me hungry because I have not eaten lunch yet. So I should probably go ahead and do that. Thank everyone so much for joining us in on this chat. And please make sure to like and subscribe. Please be sure to tell a friend or 2 or 3 about it so we can get to that 3 million that I randomly made up at the start of the show. Other than that, yeah, it's a goal, Other than that, thank y'all so much. I had fun. I'm pretty sure the gents did too. And
thank you for having me as always. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here, Dave. And in honor of Jared, everyone at Frozen, as I end the live stream. Everybody, have a good night.
Does it mean firing an arrow?
That's me, balloons. That doesn't come with the show. I'm doing a very bad job of pausing.